One of the things that seems to be associated with red-eye bass is extremely clear water. Most of the streams that I have done really well on for various species of red-eyes tend to have extremely clear water. I mean, again, the comparison to trout is totally justified. You know, you're looking into about a foot of water or more right here, and you can see every edge of those rocks. You can see every bit of the vegetation growing on them. You can see the gravel. It's really quite impressive how clear this stream is. So we have altered a lot of the watersheds in this country just by being here. You know, we've cleared land for farms, we've cleared lands for towns and cities and individual dwellings. We put bridges across these streams. You know, this infrastructure is obviously necessary in order for us to have life as we know it. And we spend a lot of time trying to mitigate past problems and figuring out how to fix the sediment issues. We use things for newer construction, such as best management practices, you know, to try to build things in a more responsible way that keeps the silt out of the streams, and put buffers around streams. You can't build X number of feet or yards from a stream to try to solve that. When bridges are put in, or when they're fixed or renovated, they've got a strict code of things they have to follow, and of course that varies state by state. But I'll tell you one thing that absolutely you cannot beat when you're trying to protect the environment of a stream, and that is total protection of the watershed. Having the watershed, like you do of this stream, being completely protected within the bounds of a national forest or a state park or something like that, where you don't have all that worries. There might be a bridge or two, and there is one on this particular stream, but they're low traffic affairs, totally different than having a major thoroughfare. The watershed is completely forested and has been for many decades since this became a national forest. And there is no better way of protecting the integrity of a stream ecosystem than protecting the watershed from all development. That's obviously impractical on a larger scale. You know, you're not going to be able to do that for the Mississippi River, for instance, or something like that. But you cannot beat protection of the watershed and making it essentially off limits for human activities. And that's why the creation of national parks and national forests, national grasslands, is so important, and such a turning point in our country's history when that began to be done in the latter part of the 19th century and the early part of the 20th century, that these protections started coming on. We are realizing the benefits of them here in the 21st century, of the foresight of those like Teddy Roosevelt and John Muir and others to see that this kind of protection exists for at least some of our places that we love to go and recreate in. And this is a perfect example of that. And in this case, it creates a beautiful and wonderful red-eye bass stream that we can go and catch beautiful Coosa strain red-eye bass. Something to think about.